Massive freaking week. Massive freaking week. Who we are and what we're going to be will be answered. We'll know by the end of our freaking winter. We talked about that. We have 5 more freaking work days. In 5 work days, we're going to freaking know. And then the theme this week is brotherhood. And this has been up all freaking winter. And really, it's how connected can we become? That's the theme. How connected can we become? How connected have we become? How connected can we continue to become? And then when the season rolls around, how unbreakable can we be? That's our challenge.
Being able to actually see our roster and know what we needed to compete at a Big 12 level, and having, familiarity with Coach Sat. I got here, the first day I ever met him was my first day on the job. So after knowing him for a year, we really were able to get, familiarity with what each other wants, what we need on the roster, to really identify the holes from the perspective of the portal to know what we need to go after.
So within recruiting, it's my role to, once we've identified a guy and, everybody's on board, we're going to get them, to really just put a plan in place and, get everybody on the same page with, how we're going to get our next Bearcat.
So I knew a lot of the guys, so that kind of made the process easier just to, from a comfortability aspect of it. And I felt like I could come and be a part of something great.
It was a big change, the weather and everything, being away from home. But once I got here, I like the seat, I like the vibe. I seen the fans of how they behind you guys and the Bearcats. I say the pitch though was just kind of getting me to the next level, develop me as a player and a person, just being able to learn from guys and elevate my game, and just being able to be pushed every day. That was my biggest thing, just wanting to be pushed and play at a bigger stage, Big 12, just so I can go and showcase my talents.
When it comes to Jack Cass and all the guys in the recruitment department, they're really big on relationships. I really built good relationships with those guys when I took my visit here.
We want to build these relationships because it's not just the next 4 years, but it's the next 30 years, the next 40 years that, we're going to be involved in these kids' lives and they're going to have an impact on our lives as well.
One of the differentiating factors that we have is an extremely genuine staff. If players get around our staff, they're exactly who they are at all times, and that starts with the head coach.
So when I went on my recruiting dinner with Coach Sat, the conversation we had was just so easy and so comfortable. He talked to me like I was a person, not like a recruit or like a product. You see what I'm saying? He talked to me like I was Kai.
What he's trying to do, I know he told me coming into a new conference, it'd be hard, a 3-9 year, but I like his mindset of trying to turn things around. I know going to a new conference can be harder. The competition level is way harder, but I think I liked his mindset of trying to turn this thing around. So I wanted to be a part of that.
Just when it comes to really everyone in the whole recruitment department, the coaches, we all have mutual interests as far as me coming here and looking forward to building a season in which we deserved versus last year. Obviously, it wasn't the standard of UC being Bearcats. I think that every movement during the offseason was towards the common goal of making a better team.
Our motto as a program is effort, attitude, and toughness. And we have a good nucleus of players, and we wanted to empower those guys to really, they've already steered the ship forward, but we wanted to accelerate the motion of that going forward by adding guys to the team and the roster through the portal who are truly the right types of players. We'll give the coaches the guys that have enough talent, and then from there we're digging into making sure they have the right stuff about them. And I think if you ask pretty much every player on the team, this offseason program has been so difficult that the only way we were gonna build the team the way we need to is if we got the right guys in here that can go through that.
Good. Okay, appreciate it, man. Everyone sit nice and tall, feet flat on the ground. Give me 10 minutes of your attention. This is the last of the mental trainings, and I hope we all got something out of it. I know I did, and I appreciate you guys' attention. I appreciate you guys thoughtfulness, and taking this and applying it throughout these last 5 weeks now.
The things that Nico used to implement a little bit of mental strain to our training every Wednesday were mental training sessions where we would talk about the values of a program, as far as discipline, as far as accountability, as far as respect. When you're in a very physically demanding setting, it's very important to have a good sense of mental structure so you don't necessarily fall apart under stress. And during the season when bullets are flying and there's adversity, you need that strong base.
Brotherhood. And I think it's been a reoccurring theme. And I said there's two things that are going to separate us as a team. Number one, belief in our hard work. Belief that our hard work will pay when we need it. When it's on the when it matters most, when we need it the most, we can count on our training, right? That's number one. And then number two is connection, is brotherhood. It's the ability to play for something more than yourself. It's connection, it's believing in a connection, it's believing that connection and playing for your freaking brother will result in win, all right? And so those are the two things that I think can separate us. So it's very fitting that this is the last thing.
Just give us one thing. What makes you a teammate you can trust? We'll say one thing and then say why.
That somebody who is accountable and show that they really love the game. And just when times get hard and stuff, keep a smile on your face and stuff, keep everybody encouraged.
Personally, from playing, I respect like work ethic and consistency. So it's like I can, first is like Coach Sapp. Coach Sapp's quiet. I respect Coach Sapp because that's him every single day. Versus Coach Coombs, loud. I respect that.
Speaking up vocally don't always gonna look the same. You see what I'm saying? Just because Corey can get up and rah rah in front of the team don't mean that gotta be your way of being a leader. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I think our first goal was Bearcats first, team first. And then the sub goal of that is forge a brotherhood. And people throw out family, people throw out brotherhood, people throw out all these terms, but really what are you trying to get to? And that's a connection. So how connected can we become? How locked in can we be as a family? And I think that's an edge. But how do you actually do it? For me, it's only one way, and that's forging it through the fire of training. That's making a program that's hard enough that people see each other's weaknesses, people see each other's strengths, people see themselves at the most vulnerable place, and then you work together to get to the common goal. And I think that's what training does the best at. And so it had to be really hard. If it wasn't hard enough, the bonds aren't going to be close enough.
Let's go. Yup, slow the way down, slow the way down. 6! Come on, let's work. Come on.
And really that's been the biggest goal of our whole winter was you take a bunch of individuals, you take, a majority of guys that worked together last year, and then you throw in an additional 25 to 30 players. And now it's how can we make this as close of a unit as possible?
You need heat. You need heat to connect. And that's the whole point of the winter, right, Eric? Yeah. That's the whole point. The whole point, Sincere, is you use hardship. You use the heat of training to put two things together, to connect, so that they come unbreakable. And that's what you need to do. Let's take a little lessons from the welders, okay? That's how we do it. So that's why the winter's been so hard. That's why we've trained to the extent that we've trained. So we use the fire to connect and make an unbreakable bond.
The workouts are forcing them to really bond and connect in a very deep way that takes that relationship to a whole nother level. And so that's one of our goals that has to be continue to be emphasized. And really, I think that's what's going to separate us when we get to the season.
It is officially March freaking Madness. It is officially the week of March freaking Madness. And what does that mean, Debo? Number one, that'll mean who we are and what we're gonna be will be answered. We'll know by the end of our freaking winter. We talked about that. We have 5 more freaking work days. In 5 work days, we're gonna freaking know. Also, what it means is his performance and preparation prep for what? For what? Ball. For ball, baby, for spring ball. And so, what this whole week's gonna be is it's gonna be about competitive excellence. And what does that mean? That means, JD, when we need you to compete, when we need you to be at your best, are you ready to be at your best?
We ballin' like a March Madness. Stop shooting, tragic. I don't want to
One, first and foremost, thank you for everyone being here. Hope everyone enjoys this. The camaraderie, you can feel it. Last year, guys would have been like, where's my to-go box? This year, everyone's sitting down. Everyone was enjoying each other's company. You can feel it, and I really, really appreciate that. I think it's a testament to what we've accomplished this winter. Now, my whole mentality, and I talked about this in January, is I can't move past something unless we acknowledge it, unless we celebrate it. And for me, this winter is deserving of recognition. It's deserving of reflection, and it's really deserving to show and highlight the effort, the hard work, the dedication, the discipline, the sacrifice that we really put forth. Oh! God. Oh, God! Boy, God. A far away, 21.97, right there, right there, right there. Strength goes up, speed goes up, gains 9 pounds, hard-earned 9 pounds. The thing I appreciate is your consistency every single day, man. You work hard, relentlessly. Your positivity is contagious. You make everyone that works with you better. You demand their freaking best. I appreciate you a lot, Kai.
So I had the privilege of working with Kai when we were both at Ohio State together. So Kai and I's relationship goes back a couple years, and I knew what we were going to get with Kai. I knew that we were going to get a special athlete, but on top of that, a guy of incredibly high character. And Kai Stokes, outside of all of his measurable improvements, Kai's best attribute is Kai's willingness to coach one another.
Slow up. You got one more? Come on. Slow up.
His willingness to be a great teammate, his willingness to put his ego aside and demand and seek how he can gain respect from his teammates. And that humility and that selflessness wore off on everybody. Like anyone that Kai trains with has the best workout of their lives. Anyone that Kai's in interaction with is always gonna leave off more positive. Kai is a energy giver. Kai is a selfless as they come, and Kai just wants to help the team and enjoy the process. And Kai's an incredible influence on this team.
JB, this guy trains like a maniac. Dances, he's crazy, makes me nervous when I coach him. This guy got bigger, he got stronger, he got freaking faster. He's a guy that comes in, he's very deliberate with the way, where's JB at? He trains with a purpose every single day, man. I appreciate you. You've made this program better, more focused, more disciplined. Thank you very much. It'll be a hell of an effort, man. And that's our challenge, man. We've made changes this winter. Us collectively as a team, us as individuals. Now we can't go back, because this is who we are as a program now. We can't lull back to bad habits. We can't accept anything but our standards. And because that is who we are as a program. That is who we are. We coach each other up. We demand each other's best.
I think we struck magic with the offseason. I think the way we organized our crews, the way we organized the competitiveness, it got the best out of everyone. And now you change the dynamic. The dynamic becomes playing time. The dynamic becomes competing. The dynamic becomes working as hard as I can to maximize myself and the well-being of the team. So for my challenge, and I think the challenge of the team is, can we continue to emphasize competition? Can we continue to maximize ourselves, but do it with the whole team mentality in sight? Doing that for the common good of the team. And then my challenge also, and really what I'm putting on myself is, can we maintain our standard to be as high as it was at the end of winter?
You've trained to the extent that you've earned a chance to have success. You've earned the right to say, I am working to get a Big 12 championship. That's been earned. I appreciate your effort. Hell of a job, go Bearcats, baby.
All right, guys, welcome. Day one spring ball. Excited about this opportunity right here to see you guys come out here and work today. You guys, again, reiterate what Coach Nico and those guys went over last Friday. Great winter. a great winter, all right, a great winter. Those 2 months, you guys busted your tails to get everybody ready to go to get to this point right now in spring practice. So we really appreciate that, and I know your teammates appreciate that. All right, but now we get to this point of this phase of the semester, and it turns and it switches over to spring practice and spring ball. All right, so all what we're really here for is to play some ball, right? So here's what I'll ask you. If you were a guy today that didn't come in here early and get any extra work, any extra stretching, any extra film work, then you're probably not living up to the standard we want you to live up to, if you're that guy, all right? So just ask yourself that question real before we start practice one, okay? If you came over here and you got a little extra stretch in, or you got a little extra work in the training room, or extra film work, then you're doing the kind of stuff that we need as a team to do. If I was your teammate and I'm sitting in the chairs and I came over here and did some extra stuff, then I would probably want to grab you next time to get you over here, because we need everybody to be over here to do extra stuff. It doesn't guarantee wins, it doesn't guarantee success, but I'm gonna tell you what, it gives you a great chance. It gives you a great chance. And I also know that if my teammates are doing that, then we're gonna have a chance, all right? So it just gives us some confidence. So understand that and know that.
With spring ball coming up, I say my biggest goal is to show my teammates that I can be counted on, and my work ethic will show. You know, obviously I came here for a job to play football. I wanna take care of that, but I really wanna show my teammates I'm somebody that they can depend on, and if they need somebody to call on, they can call on me, whether it's to make a play or just somebody, you know, to talk to. I really want to show my commitment to this team through spring ball.
Back in action.
Let's get the work in, man. Let's get it.
First spring practice in the books. Let's get paid.
Hey, let's go! Hey, attack today! Let's have a great first day. Let's go to work. Hey, work on 2, 1, 2. Work!
Thing that I'm looking forward to, are getting better as a football team. And today what I saw was a lot of guys working together to get better. Great competition right from the beginning, right over here when we saw the go balls and the one-on-one with the wide receivers and DBs. You guys are competing your off, but then you're dapping each other up at the end of that. That's what it's all about, all right? Playing for each other, getting better as a football team. But a lot of good work, man. But now, day one's over. We don't practice tomorrow. How much film can you get in there and watch yourself, all right? On all 3 phases, and then you as an individual, how can we get better on practice number 2?
For me, the biggest thing I'm excited to see is I'm excited to see the strength of our connections within a positional demand. I'm excited to see our guys encourage one another and push one another and demand the best from one another.
Hey, cut up, y'all boy! Cut up! Hey, all winter, we've been stacking days. We've been putting money in the bank. Got a fucking pass on the day. It's time to cash out. Hey, cash out on 3. Cash out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Cash out.
I'm excited to see competition where guys are putting their ego aside and working to maximize themselves so that their teammates get better. And I think we're at a place where you see a camaraderie and you see a connection that I haven't seen on a team, definitely in my time here and really in quite some time in college athletics. You see a genuine care for one another. You see a genuine bond.
Coming in the spring ball, I want to continue to prove to everyone that I can be a great leader. I want to continue to earn everyone's respect. Individually, I want to continue to grow myself to the best version that I can be of myself, as far as an athlete, as far as a linebacker, as far as just a guy that everyone can count on. I feel as if when things get difficult, I want to be someone that my teammates can lean on.
My main goal, you know, from the time I got here, really up until the time I leave, is just to continue to prove myself to my teammates, to the coaches, to the program, to the city, to the school. I was recruited for a reason. Obviously, people believe in me and believe in my skills. So I just want to prove them right. You know, earn the respect and the trust of my teammates and my coaches and prove them right on a daily basis. So that's the mentality that I'm going in the spring, where I'm going in with a chip on my shoulder, coming after everything that I feel I deserve. But like I said, to really prove myself to my coaches and my team. And that's what I want to do. I want to, be a part of the 180 turn of the program.